6, page 273, absolute extrema on the open interval from negative infinity to positive infinity. We know the only place those extrema are going to exist are at critical points. So to do that, we need to find the first derivative, which is 3x squared minus 9. Now we know the critical points are when the first derivative equals 0, and the only way this is going to equal 0 is at plus or minus the square root of 3. Right? So now we want to figure out which one is an absolute maximum, which one's an absolute minimum. So if I put this in to my original function, I will find that at the square root of 3, we get 3 square roots of 3 minus 9 square roots of 3 plus 1, which becomes a negative 6 square roots of 3 plus 1. So I'm going to kind of expect that to be a minimum, right? So I know I'm going to kind of expect this to be a relative min because it's a negative number, but we will just check it. But I want to put down my hypothesis there. So now I'm going to put in the negative square root of 3. And now I'm at negative 3 square roots of 3. But this time it's 9, or plus 9 square roots of 3 plus 1, which equals 6 square roots of 3 plus 1. And it's I'm going to guess that it's a relative max. Well, how can I check? Well, I can use the second derivative, and which is going to be 6, is going to be 6x. And so if I put a positive square root of 3 in here, I'm going to get a positive number, which means it's opening up, which confirms it's going to be a relative min. If I put the negative square root of 3 in here, it's a negative number, which means it's opening down, and I have a relative max. So the question here is, are these absolute extrema as well? Well, going to the fact that I know it's a cubic function, I know that it ends at negative. On the left side, it starts at negative infinity. On the right side, it ends at positive infinity. And so these will only be relative mins and max. We will have no absolute extrema, because we know in our mind's eye that our graph looks like this, right? So here we are, there's my relative min, my relative max. This is negative square root of 3, this is positive square root of 3. But you can see my function will extend beyond that. So it could be that with an open interval, I don't have either, but I still have those relative extrema. I hope this video helps, and we'll look at more problems next class.